Sitting in the heart of the Bronx, Fordham University is more than just one of New York's prestigious institutions. It's a place where history and mystery come together. Founded in 1841, this Jesuit university has educated generations of students, but it's the stories that linger in the shadows of its Gothic architecture that truly captivate the imagination. From eerie footsteps echoing through empty halls to ghostly apparitions appearing in the dead of night, Fordham's campus is said to be haunted by spirits from its storied past. Join us as we explore the haunted history of Fordham University, where every corner holds a tale and every shadow may hide a ghost. Welcome to Screamville. Fordham University, located in the Bronx, New York, has a rich history that dates back to its founding in 1841. The university was originally established as St. John's College by the Catholic Diocese of New York, under the leadership of John Hughes, who would later become the first Archbishop of New York. Hughes purchased the Rose Hill Manor, a 106-acre farm in the Bronx, to create the college. The institution was initially intended to serve as a seminary and college to educate young men, especially the sons of Irish immigrants. In 1846, the Society of Jesuits assumed control of St. John's College, marking the beginning of the institution's Jesuit identity. In 1907, the college was officially renamed Fordham University, reflecting its growth and broader educational mission. Fordham expanded its academic offerings and facilities over the years, becoming one of the leading Jesuit universities in the United States. Fordham University has an impressive list of alumni who have made significant contributions in various fields, including entertainment, politics, business, and sports. Denzel Washington, Academy Award-winning actor known for his roles in movies like Training Day, Glory, and Malcolm X. To President Donald Trump attended Fordham University. He studied there for 2 years from 1964 to 1966, before transferring to Pennsylvania, where he completed his degree in economics. Although he didn't graduate from Fordham, his time at the university is often mentioned in discussions of his educational background. These are just two of many names that attended the university. Finley Hall is one of the residence halls at Fordham University, located on the Rose Hill campus in the Bronx. The building has a rich history that contributes to its reputation as one of the most haunted locations on campus. Originally, Finley Hall was not constructed as a dormitory. It was built in the 19th century and served various purposes throughout its history. The building's connection to the supernatural is tied to its use during the Civil War era. During the Civil War, Finley Hall was repurposed as a hospital for soldiers. It was here that many wounded and sick soldiers were treated, and unfortunately, many of them succumbed to their injuries and illnesses within its walls. The presence of so much suffering and death is often cited as the reason why Finley Hall is considered haunted. Hospitals, particularly those from war times, are frequently associated with hauntings due to the intense emotions and trauma experienced by those who passed away there. After the war, Finley Hall was repurposed several times. It was eventually converted into a residence hall for students, which it remains today. Over the years, students living in Finley Hall have reported various paranormal experiences which have only added to its eerie reputation. Finley Hall's haunted reputation stems primarily from its time as a Civil War hospital. The traumatic events that took place during that period have left an indelible mark on the building, leading to numerous ghost stories. Some of the reported hauntings include: students and staff have reported seeing ghostly figures in old-fashioned clothing wandering the hallways. These figures are often described as soldiers or nurses, likely tied to the building's history as a hospital. Residents have reported hearing strange noises, such as footsteps, doors opening and closing on their own, and disembodied voices. These noises are often heard late at night when the building is quiet, adding to the sense of unease among those who live there. Another common phenomenon reported in Finley Hall is the presence of unexplained cold spots. These are often associated with paranormal activity, as it is believed that spirits can draw energy from their surroundings, causing a drop in temperature. Feelings of being watched. Many students have described an unsettling feeling of being watched or followed when they are alone in certain parts of the building, particularly in the hallways and stairwells. The intense emotions and experiences of the soldiers who were treated and in many cases died in Finley Hall may have left behind residual energy. This type of haunting involves the repetitive playback of past events, like a recording, which could explain some of the strange occurrences reported by residents. Finley Hall's haunted reputation makes it one of the most talked about buildings at Fordham University. Whether or not one believes in ghosts, the history of the building and the stories told by generations of students contribute to its status as a key part of Fordham's haunted lore. Martyrs Court is a residence hall at Fordham University's Rose Hill campus in the Bronx, New York. The building, which was constructed in the mid-20th century, is named in honor of three Jesuit martyrs, St. Edmund Campion, St. Robert Southwell, and St. Henry Walpole, all of whom were executed in the 16th century for their faith during the English Reformation. Martyrs Court was built in the 1950s as part of Fordham University's expansion to accommodate the growing student population. The building is divided into three sections: Goupil, Jogues, and Lalande, each named after Jesuit martyrs who were killed while working as missionaries in North America during the 17th century. The building's connection to Jesuit martyrs reflects Fordham's strong Jesuit heritage. The Jesuits, a Catholic religious order known for their educational work, have been integral to Fordham's identity since they took over the administration of the university in 1846. Martyrs Court was designed to honor these figures who sacrificed their lives for their faith, which ties the building to a deeper spiritual and historical context. Martyrs Court has gained a reputation for being haunted, with various ghost stories circulating among the students who live there. The hauntings are often attributed to the building's namesakes and its spiritual significance. Some students and staff have reported seeing ghostly figures dressed in traditional Jesuit garb. These apparitions are believed to be the spirits of the martyrs after whom the building is named, or other Jesuit priests who may have a spiritual connection to the site. Residents have reported hearing strange noises, such as footsteps, whispering, and knocking on doors when no one is there. These occurrences often happen late at night, adding to the building's eerie atmosphere. The spiritual legacy of the Jesuit martyrs, combined with the building's religious significance, is thought to have created a strong spiritual energy within Martyrs Court. This energy might contribute to the reported hauntings, as some believe that the presence of the martyrs' spirits still lingers in the building. The building's connection to martyrdom and the Catholic faith may have fostered an environment where paranormal activity is more likely to be reported. The religious history associated with the Jesuits and the sacrifices made by those after whom the building is named could resonate with the spiritual realm, leading to ghostly manifestations. Over the years, stories of hauntings in Martyrs Court have been passed down among students, enhancing the building's reputation. These stories often involve unexplained cold spots, doors opening and closing on their own, and a general sense of unease, particularly in certain parts of the building. The combination of Martyrs Court's historical significance, its spiritual legacy, and the reported paranormal activities has cemented its place as one of the most haunted locations on Fordham University's campus. The building's ties to martyrdom and Jesuit history add a unique dimension to its haunted reputation, making it a focal point for ghost stories at Fordham. The Jesuits, with their long and storied history, brought with them to Fordham a legacy that extended far beyond the realm of academia. Steeped in tradition and spirituality, their influence permeated every aspect of university life. But within the hallowed halls of Fordham, some whispered that this Jesuit legacy was intertwined with something more enigmatic. Stories circulated of Jesuit priests who had met untimely ends within the university's walls, their souls unable to find peace. Some spoke of a compassionate but sorrowful figure said to roam the corridors of Loyola Hall. Others whispered of a more sinister presence, a figure associated with the university's early days. Whether these tales were rooted in fact or simply the product of overactive imaginations, they added to the growing sense of unease. Beneath the busy campus, hidden from the light of day, lay a network of tunnels and chambers, their existence known only to a select few. These catacombs, remnants of Fordham's long and storied past, were said to hold secrets best left undisturbed. Some whispered that the tunnels had once served as escape routes for students during times of unrest. Others claimed they were used for more clandestine purposes, secret societies meeting under the cover of darkness. But the most unsettling rumors spoke of the catacombs as a repository for the departed. Legend had it that during times of plague or disaster, the deceased were interred within these subterranean chambers. The catacombs, if the rumors were to be believed, served as a stark reminder that at Fordham, the past was never truly gone. Keating Hall, with its imposing Gothic architecture and gargoyles that seemed to leer down upon those who passed beneath them, stood as a symbol of Fordham's academic prestige. But behind its stately facade, a darkness lurked, a sense of unease that permeated its hallowed halls. Students spoke of encountering a cold spot on the main staircase, a sudden chill that cut through even the warmest of days. Others reported hearing the disembodied sound of footsteps echoing through the empty corridors. The most unsettling stories, however, centered around the building's auditorium. Once a place of learning and intellectual discourse, it was now said to be haunted by the spirit of a former professor. Keating Hall, once a symbol of Fordham's academic excellence, had become a chilling reminder that some lessons, it seemed, extended far beyond the grave. One of the most famous ghost stories associated with Keating Hall is that of a young girl who is said to have fallen to her death from one of the upper windows. The story varies in different retellings, but it is generally believed that she was either a student or the daughter of a faculty member. Since her death, there have been numerous reports of her ghost appearing in the building. Students have claimed to see a young girl in a white dress roaming the hallways, particularly near the site where she allegedly fell. Some have also reported hearing the sound of a child crying or laughing even when no one is around. Sitting in the heart of campus, Queen's Court is more than just a residence hall. It's a place steeped in history and whispered to be guarded by an unseen presence. Students tell tales of a benevolent spirit, a former resident who met an untimely end but remains, watching over the living with a mixture of protectiveness and melancholy. Some say she was a young woman, a student full of promise whose life was tragically cut short. Others believe she was a member of the staff, a caretaker who devoted her days to the well-being of those who resided within Queen's Court's walls. Regardless of her identity, her presence is felt most strongly in the quiet hours, a soft whisper in the darkness. Residents speak of lights flickering inexplicably, of doors opening and closing on their own. While fear might be the natural reaction to such encounters, many students claim to feel a sense of comfort in the presence of the Queen's Court ghost. Within the hallowed halls of Dwayne Library, where knowledge is revered and silence reigns supreme, another tale unfolds. It is said that the library is home to a spirit with an insatiable thirst for knowledge, a former scholar who can never truly leave the sanctuary of books behind. Some believe he was a professor, a brilliant mind whose life's work was cut short. Others whisper that he was a student, so engrossed in his studies that he lost track of time and even life itself. Whatever his origins, the library ghost makes his presence known in subtle but unsettling ways. Students speak of books flying off shelves as if propelled by an unseen hand. But perhaps the most unnerving experience is the feeling of being watched, of eyes peering over your shoulder as you pore over a textbook. Campbell Hall, a bastion of scientific inquiry, where logic and reason prevail, might seem an unlikely setting for a ghost story. Yet even within these walls, where the laws of nature are studied and dissected, there are those who whisper of unexplained phenomena. Some say it is the spirit of a former researcher, a scientist whose experiments went horribly wrong. Others believe it is the residual energy of countless experiments conducted within the building's labs. Whatever the cause, Campbell Hall has earned a reputation for being one of the most actively haunted locations on Fordham's campus. Students and faculty alike have reported strange occurrences, lights flickering erratically, equipment malfunctioning without explanation. For those who have experienced the strange and unsettling events within Campbell Hall's walls, there is no denying that something is amiss. As you walk through Fordham's campus, whether beneath the watchful gaze of the gargoyles or amidst the hushed whispers of the library stacks, remember this: You are walking in the footsteps of generations past. You are surrounded by their stories, their laughter, their tears, and perhaps even their lingering presence. Embrace the history, the mystery, and the enduring enigma that is Fordham University. For here, in the heart of the Bronx, the past is never truly gone. It lingers in the shadows, waiting to be discovered, to be remembered, and to remind us that some stories are timeless, transcending the boundaries of life, death, and the rational mind. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to help us keep growing. Thanks for watching.